Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. This is our first Tuesday in August, I think it is. And super excited to kick off the month strong. Kindra Morse is amazing. I'm so excited for y'all to hear from her. We have not had her on yet, and I was just saying I can't believe we haven't. So super excited. We're gonna jump right in. Then we've got some cool things to talk about at the end. Kindra, go ahead. We always say just tell us who you are, how Thrive found you. What's that story?
So first off, I shared this on Susan Kaufman's too. Everyone needs to have this every day. Okay, so you guys all have heard about how beneficial apple cider vinegar is, but how hard is it to drink, right? So this is like, I don't know, 24 ounces is a big mason jar of a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and Thrive Blast. I'm telling you, you guys will love this. It's delicious. I've been drinking. It's so good for your gut health. And it tastes good. Like anyway, so
Well,
everyone,
that sounds awesome. Did you know this? Did you know that apple cider vinegar is in our Creme Plus?
I
I
did
can't
know that.
I can't get enough
Yes,
of Creme Plus.
I
It's
know.
amazing.
Me too.
Don't mix it in like a soda water or Topo Chico water or any of that mineral water, club soda
Why?
stuff. Apple cider vinegar and soda like a volcano.
Oh, really? I did not know that. I haven't
Ask
tried any of
Maria.
that. You're like, ask me how I know. Um, yes, I love crayon. I drink crayon. I love crayon. It tastes so freaking good. I did not expect to like it, but it's so freaking good. But I drink crayon actually later in the day usually, and this is what I have first thing, like before I eat any food. I actually drink this before I have my shake. Anyways, at totally empty stomach. That's what I'm doing. Try it. If you love it, message me. I would love to hear how you guys love the taste of that. And Blast is one of the products that I've had on my shelf forever and ever and ever. And I don't actually really like the taste of Blast. I know it's beneficial, but I don't love the taste of it. And this I freaking love. It's like, it's so good. Anyways, I'll be drinking it while we're talking. So Thrive found me. It's actually been 10 years as of about 6 weeks ago. I had been in real estate. And if you're in, like, everyone on here should be reaching out to people in real estate and just saying, do you keep your income options open? Because a lot more of them are saying yes right now. And that's the reason I said yes, because so I was a real estate agent from 2005 until 2010. So I went through the 2008 crash. In 2007 my business was booming, the phones were ringing, and then 2008 nothing was happening. And that's actually when I got introduced to this industry, not Thrive and Laval, because we weren't even a thing then. This was back in 2009, late 2008, early 2009. I got invited to a home party. So if you've ever heard Jason Camper talk about a flip chart, I was watching a guy flip a flip chart, and I was like, dude, that guy is making that much a month flipping a flip chart in people's living rooms. Like, I can do this. And so I joined the industry. I built a pretty substantial little business as a stay-at-home mom. I'd had my son in late 2007, and he was about a year old when I got introduced. And I just started flipping the flip chart, showing the plan. And I got to the point where I was making about $3,500 a month, which I felt like was, like, at the time, I thought was phenomenal, right? And then life hit. I ended up going through divorce. I had to quit my business because of, it's very complicated, long story, doesn't really matter. But I had to step away. And by the time my divorce was finalized, my team had completely disappeared. The business actually got sold. So when people talk about businesses being hard, like, it's really hard when your business gets sold to a whole nother business and you're like, I don't even know if I want to be here anymore. So that's where I was at. I actually made the switch to mortgages. And kind of was looking for something in this space for years, watching things, being interested in things, and just never really feeling like, oh my gosh, that's the thing for me. I love health and wellness though. So I was home on maternity leave with my second son when a girlfriend told me about the products, and I was like, health and wellness is my jam. I'm interested. I had a thought of like, well, it sounds a lot like what I did before. And it's, been there, done that. And so I had some limiting beliefs, but I was exhausted. And she told me the products gave her energy. And I was like, I need energy bad. Started the products, of course, loved it. Day one, had energy within 40 minutes, sleeping better within the first week, lost 5 pounds in the first 10 days. And I started sharing the products with the belief that I could have the same amount of success as I had had previously. Like I believed in myself. Like you can always see yourself double where you are. And I believed I could probably make enough to buy groceries and put gas in my car and not go back to work. And so when I started, I did not see myself as an auto bonus earner. I did not see myself beyond what I had created, the level of success that I'd created in the past. And so when I first started sharing, I was, just kind of sharing cautiously, only talking to the people I felt comfortable talking to. I don't think I posted on social media for the first several weeks because I was like, I'm not putting that stuff online. I don't know what people are going to think of me. They're going to think, what the heck is she doing now? Because I'd already gone from being a real estate agent to then being a mortgage broker. And then like, now I'm going to sell vitamins. Like, when am I going to grow up? And I still am like, what am I going to do when I grow up? Because I still don't feel like I'm grown up. Anyways, about 6 weeks in, I'd heard all these people telling their story about how they followed the system. They did what they were told to do. They went all in. I mean, really, that was a lot of it. Is they stopped letting fear hold them back. They stopped letting the what other people thought of them hold them back. And they created success that was like life-changing success. And I thought, if all these other people can do it, then why can't I? Like, all different backgrounds of people are creating success with these products and loving what they're doing, feeling fulfilled. And I could tell. And I thought, I want this so bad. The other thing that happened, and I think this is the space that I think a lot of us are in right now, is what's going to happen 6 months from now? What decisions will I have to make 6 months from now if I don't go all in right now? Right. And that's where I was at with like, if I don't like go all in, I'm going to be out of savings. At the time, I was like, my savings is probably only going to last 6 more months. I'm going to have to be putting my 6-month-old baby, 9-month-old baby in daycare, which I didn't want to do. I'm going to have to be going back to a job that I don't even remotely miss. Like, I do not want to go. Like, I was thinking, love, all of the things that the decisions that I would have to make 6 months down the road if I didn't make a decision today to go all in. So I went all in. Started following the system, started doing what I was told to do, stopped letting fear hold me back from sending another message, doing a post online, doing all the things that I was told to do. And we ended up blowing up after that. And I always say, like, don't feel like because your past doesn't matter. Like my first 6 weeks did not dictate the rest of my business history, right? It was the point that I made the decision, not the day that I started, that made the difference in my business. So we ended up hitting the auto bonus within about 3 weeks. I didn't even hit VIP 1600. When I started, I hit VIP 800 very barely. Like my husband, my sister, my mom, and my best friend, like they all did favors for me. I did not have anyone join the business and do anything with me. So, and I didn't hit the 4K. I didn't get the free iPad, any of that. So when I started really running, that's when my business actually started growing. I hit the 12K in about 3 weeks. I replaced my full-time income in 90 days. Crazy. Did not. And I was making a very substantial income in mortgages at the time. And in our 5th month, we hit the top rank of the company. So pretty crazy. We earned the Millionaire Award in less than 3 years. If you do the math, it's like what doctors make, like a lot more than $3,500 a month. And I used to see other people. I saw big checks back in 2009. I saw really big weekly checks in 2009. And I thought, oh, other people do that, not me. I'm not the type of person that can do that. Other people can create that kind of success, but I could probably make enough to buy groceries and put gas in my car. So get that crap out of your mind, because if you're on here on this Zoom right now, you are a leader and you do have what it takes. That's all it takes, is being committed to your plan and believing in yourself, and then executing every single flipping day. Not every day, because I take Sundays off, but executing on your plan, even on the days that you don't feel like it. So that's a little bit about my story. I know you had a couple other questions. I could keep talking because I have some other things I want to share. But I'm like, maybe you want me to stay on track.
No, I think off track is the best. But I will say, okay, so I'm going to chime in. You didn't earn your VIP 1600, neither did I. I basically earned my VIP 800 at 10:58 p.m. Central Time. You know, the cutoff is 10:59, right? Yeah, skin of my teeth. But I earned it. And I did earn the iPad on the last day of the 30 days. So I want y'all to hear that. Like, just because you haven't hit big things yet, or you might not have got things yet, it doesn't mean that you can't be successful. I mean, think of like sports, right? Like the top sports earners, the top Olympic winners, they didn't just start off with an Olympic gold medal. Like they didn't just start off running a 350 mile, like they didn't start there. So it doesn't matter what your beginning was. It's what you're doing now to lead to the forward. What you do now, you'll see results in 90 days. So just remember that, like what you do now, you probably won't see results tomorrow. You can't go to the gym and get abs in 3 days. God,
Yeah.
I wish. But like, I know why. This is why I don't work out, because it's so frustrating. Okay, but that's planting the seeds. The farmers don't go plant corn and get corn tomorrow, right? Like they have to till the ground. I always talk about the farmers like that. To me is the most visual of this business, is a farmer getting just a dead burn, whatever you call that, land ready, right? Like the land's not even ready when he buys it. Like he has to do all this work just to get the land ready to plant the seed. So let's talk about that, Kendra. What did you do to continue to grow this business? And what does that look like for 10 years? Has it been just like, or
No. No, I wish. It's so funny because you actually messaged me and you're like, do you want to talk about taking breaks? And I literally thought there is not one person that hasn't taken a break. I hate when I hear people are like, you have to stay consistent. Like no one has actually, yes, you have to stay consistent to create success. And if you don't stay consistent, your business is going to go down. And I can show you where mine did when I stopped showing up in the trenches, right? It's going to pay you. The thing that happens in this industry is we love when we've created residual income so much that we think we can maintain residual income forever with very minimal efforts. And we forget about what work it took to create the crazy residual income. It took so much energy and effort and focus and work, like freaking work, to create that residual income. But we very quickly are like, oh yeah, this is so great. I get paid even if I don't work. This is awesome. And we want the rest of our life to be that way. Or maybe I'm the only one that was like, this is so great. I hope the rest of my life is this way. So there was a season where I took a break, and without getting really into the weeds, I actually had a really hard season in my marriage, and had to focus on other things. And here's the thing, give yourself grace for any period of time that you had to focus on something that was more important to you than your business. That is okay. You're on time. You are not behind. You are right where you're supposed to be based on what you had to experience. And if you look back on that season, look at it as a growing ground of all the things that you can help other people down the road with. Like there's so many things that you learn in that season that you can help other people with the same problems, because you're going to have people on your team that are going to experience the same things. So yes, I went through a season where I stepped back, and then I thought for the longest time, I thought like, oh, I can just pick this up any day of the week. I know how to do this. I can just start tomorrow. And I sat back on my behind a heck of a lot longer than I should have, because of ego, thinking that I could just jump back in. Well, when I actually tried to jump back in originally, I was like, oh, this is hard. This is not as easy as it was. This is actually like way harder than I remember. And social media had changed. The way consumers buy had changed. The way you needed to show up had changed. Like so much had changed. And I was like really behind the learning curve, and I had to like learn how to build this business all over again. And I had to go through all of the seasons of like, maybe I was a one-hit wonder. Maybe I don't know how to do this. Maybe I just got lucky, right? All those thoughts to being able to actually crush it again, which is freaking exciting. It's possible. So I want to share a little tiny bit about the mindset stuff that helped me, as I really had to create a morning routine that helped with my thoughts and my beliefs, because I had a brain that was telling me a bunch of bullshit. And so I had to go through morning affirmations and really rewire the subconscious beliefs that I had about myself and who I was and how I wanted to show up. And that doesn't move the needle though, guys. Like that doesn't create sales. That doesn't make you money. Like it helps a ton, with actually taking action to make you money, but it does not make you money. So don't get stuck in the weeds on like, oh, I read my affirmations today, so I'm just going to like be blessed. That's not how it works. So actually moving the needle in my business and seeing my PPA jump up, seeing my trackers jump and move, like all of that took being a lot more intentional with what's happening in my messenger. So I've been posting online for a really long time, and you have to be posting online. You have to have a social presence, but your posts are not what moves the needle. People do not go off of your post. They love your post. You can have a banger post, but they don't go off of that post and say, oh my gosh, I'm going to go to her website and I'm going to buy Thrive right now. Like, that's not how it happens. So it's in the conversations that you actually close people. So I got real aggressive with sending out reach outs, talking to people, anyone that showed any interest in any of my Thrive content. What interests you the most? I have 4 questions that I want you to write down, and I can send these to you, Amber, but 4 questions. What interests you the most? If it's a cold reach out, if it's a person that is not interacting with my content, then it's, hey, Amber, I help busy women with their gut health and energy. Have any of my posts about that interested you? Right? So I'm asking a really direct question. I don't like it when people pretend to be my best friend for 3 messages and then try to sell me something. Like, I can see through that from a mile away. I don't want to be that person. I am a control person. Like, if you know your personality types, I've learned that I'm a controller, and I like being in control of the conversation, and I like being really direct. And so that's my approach. I just am really direct. What has interested you the most? Or this is what I do. Are you interested? Have you ever been interested? Then from there, when people say like, oh my gosh, yes, I have been actually, or I really have wondered what you do. It's, or like they'll answer the question with, I actually really struggle with energy, or I really struggle with my gut health, or I really want to lose weight, or I'm really struggling with sleep, whatever it is. I find a testimony. I don't send them to the fan page. I don't invite them to it. We have a customer group. I've tried all that. We've done a lot of that. And for some people that works great. But for me, what's working, and for my team, what was working for us to earn the cab bonuses, to earn these trips, is keeping people in our own messenger. And it's like keeping people in your car. So I find the testimony for them. I do the work for them. I find one that is really relatable to who they are. How old are they? Are they a woman? Are they a man? Are they a mom? Are they a grandma? Are they a teacher? You can go to the fan page and search teacher, search truck driver, search whatever, grandma, realtor, and find a testimony that you think, based on what you can see on their profile, or you know of the person that you think they'll relate to the most. I send the picture and then the text of the testimony, and I say, do you relate to any of this at all? So that's the third, I guess, question. I guess it's the second question. I don't know. I have it typed up. Anyways, do you relate to any of this at all? And what this does is it gets people thinking with the emotional side of the brain. Most people will make a purchasing decision a lot more quickly if you can get them thinking with the emotional side of their brain. They connect to the story, they see the results, they see themselves in that story. That's why facts tell and stories sell. You can tell them all the facts all day long. It's the stories that are really going to create a lot more purchasing decisions more quickly. So then once they say yes, totally, yes, absolutely, oh my gosh, yes, every once in a while, someone will say no, very rarely. But most of the time they'll say yes. If they say no, find another testimony, or find a way to figure out what it is that you're missing, that you missed the mark on finding what you think they'd relate to. Ask them better questions, okay? But once they say, oh my gosh, yes, then your next question is, do you want to see the product, pack, and pricing? Do you want to see what they use? Do you want to see the products and prices they used? And most of the time it's yes, sure, yes, please, absolutely. They're very much like yes, because you're asking for permission. You're not just like shoving it down their throat. You're asking for permission. And then you said, I have a pricing paragraph. I have a graphic that I made for my team. Yes, the official Lavelle fan page. Yes, you can search. There's testimonies all over the place. So we've actually created a vault in our team page that is, it's just a post. It's just a featured pinned post that has all the different testimonies that we've ever used. And there's not a lot. I mean, you don't really need a lot. Like, you really only need to start with like 5. Like, there's only like 5 basic demographics of people that those stories will relate to most people. But anyways, every time I find a new one, we share that in any of us that are doing this system. Find if we happen to have, like recently, what was it, a truck driver, I think, or something like that, that I was like, oh, I don't have a testimony that speaks to that. So I had to go to the fan page, find that testimony, and then just share that in that vault, and it's right there. Anyways, then you send the pricing paragraph that outlines the pack. This is the pack that most people start with. This is the pack that you need, and the pack that most people start with. It's normally $254. But for my VIP customers, it's $160. Do you see what I did there? Right? So I'm creating this like in big savings. People want to save. No one wants to buy anything full price. Like, what kind of a deal can I get? I want 20, 30% off all the time. Right? So, and I can send you this, Amber, all right now. So you guys can totally have it. But you build in that value of, it's normally $254, which is the non-auto ship pricing for a customer. But for my VIP customers, it's $160. And this month, I'm also offering XYZ, free balance, whatever. So if you order this month, you are saving this much. If you continue the products, it will be this $160 for my VIP customers, so they know what they're signing up for, or free if you refer just 2 people. I 100% believe in these products. In my pricing paragraph, it says, if you don't love the products by day 10, I will buy them back. I can count on my fingers how many boxes I've ever bought back. Trust me, guys, people will not invest in this if they don't want it to work. You can give samples away all day long to people that don't want it to work, and it won't work for them. But the people that actually spend money, they want it to work. And very rarely do you have someone that like, and most of the time it's just because they need the money back for something else. It's not because the products didn't work, because we all know the products work. But so then I just say, at the end of that pricing paragraph, it says, so what do you think? Or what do you think? This is the best follow-up message, always. What do you think? Not, do you want to buy? Are you ready to order? Do you want to place an order? What do you think? Ask them that. And then most of the time, if they get to that point, I would say about 2 out of 6 that I get to that point in the conversation are like, okay, yes, I want to buy. I'm ready to do it. So know your numbers, and you have to go through this process a lot to know your numbers. I have to send 20 to 30 messages, reach out messages, to get to about 6 through and 2 orders. So that's at least 30 messages a day outgoing. Like,
say that again. Say that
30,
again.
Yeah, 30 outgoing conversations started every day to get maybe 6 people through that system of questions, and to get 2 orders today. Like, and it's not always that, but that's kind of the average. And you're planting seeds. So like Amber said, I love Jim Rohn. If you don't know Jim Rohn, go listen to The Birds. The Birds got them. Anyways, I have his whole things memorized, but he talks about the seeds and how some seed lands in fertile ground, some seed lands in the rock, some seed lands all over the place. Every message is a seed, and you don't know when it's going. Jim Rohn, Jim, and then Rohn. Google him. I have a CD of his that I've listened to. Like, I'm the crazy person that was driving to my mortgage job listening to Jim Rohn, dreaming about the days that I'd be back in network marketing because I hated mortgages so much. Anyways, so then I got to stay on track because I get distracted. It's super easy. Once they say, I want to do it. So they're the 2, right? So 2 of the 6 that get to that point. And I have follow-ups and other stuff I want to share too. But then you say, what is your phone number? And you call them and you talk to them and you ask them questions. So what have you been dealing with? How has it been? Understand your customer and give excellent customer service. Help them place their order on the phone. There's a couple reasons we're doing this. You will way better be able to follow up with them. You will way better be able to serve them as a whole, not just by like getting them to order and then like hoping and praying, because that doesn't work. But the third thing, I guess, that you get to do when you get on the phone with them is you say, oh my gosh, at the end of the conversation, towards the end of the conversation, like after you've got the order placed, oh my gosh, what do you think about throwing up a really quick post that says something like, I just ordered this viral gut health stuff, and I'm so excited to help my friend with energy and sleep and sugar cravings, and I'm hoping it does that more for me. Anyone want to get started with me? What do you think about posting that? I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you in a text, right? Here you go. All you have to do is copy and paste it onto your social media. If you tell people to post online, they will not post. If you send them a message and say, just post this, more people will post. And they're most likely to post on social media if they're not. And so we are primarily leading with the products and creating accidental business builders through this process, then leading with the opportunity. So when they post online and you say, all right, tag me in it, and you help them get their, like, I just want to help you get your products for free. I know this is like gold. I know there are others that that are silently suffering too, that I bet you could help. That gets people thinking about like, oh, I'm doing this to help people, right? So we have people posting that. We have people posting like once they're 5 days in and they're like, oh my gosh, yes, I will share all of this. Ask Amber to ask any of it and I will share all the verbiage. I am like, I don't like the like fluffy, I love motivational stuff because like, yes, I want to be motivated, but like, give me the actual stuff. Like send me the message. I want to know, like, I'm totally happy to share because that's the stuff that helps me move the needle. It's like, what do I say? Anyways, when you're doing your follow-ups with your customer, the other post that we're having people post is like 5 days in, they're like, oh my gosh, I slept like a baby. I'm down 2 pounds. This, that, the other, whatever. You should post that. Oh my gosh. So I order this viral gut health stuff and I'm already noticing XYZ. Is there anyone out there that is also silently suffering like I was that wants to know more or something like that? I have a different post that is like, you can make it however you want, but help people with what to post and they will post more. And then if they're really like getting it, they're getting some referrals, ask them, oh my gosh, like when they're telling you they're loving their experience, ask them to go live. Say, you should go live on Facebook. And not everyone does this. Very few do this, but you just might find your next 200K by doing this. What if the next person, you ask 10 people to do this and only one does it, but what if that's the person that doesn't want a business, but has a lot of influence and decides, what the heck, I'm just going to do it. What if they become your next 200K? If you can help a person earn a couple $100 in the next 2 weeks to 30 days, do you think they might be a lot more interested in the business if they share what they're loving and they see that they can make money doing it without telling them, oh, you need to start another business, right? I'm not saying don't talk to people about the business. And if someone says they can't afford the products, I'm talking to them about the business. Have you thought about doing something like this, like from the get-go? So getting them to go live. And then the next thing is, do you want to host a party? I can come to your house. Like going to people's houses and doing home parties is not dead. So consider that. If you have someone that's loving it, like I bet you have a few girlfriends who would absolutely love this. I can come to your house. I'll bring samples, host a party. The follow-ups that I want to cover, and then because I know this is already on like almost 30 minutes. A couple of the follow-ups that are working really well.
We only go an hour. It's fine.
Okay. I don't know if I have that much more to share. I mean, like I could probably talk about stuff, but I don't have that much more planned. Okay. So the follow-ups that work really, really well. So, and I don't have my Sharpie. My freaking daughter took my Sharpie. You kind of need a Sharpie for one of them, to see it. But one of them is at any point in the conversation, like when we first started, we had a simple system that was similar. It was set up a free account, get them to like the fan page, have them listen to the pre-recorded call and do a 3-way call, right? Anyone remember that? That was the system. And I created just like a flowchart of like, just get them to do those 4 things. Like, just how do I get them to the next step? How do I get them to do the next thing? That's it. That's all you need to think. Now it's these questions. So we're not really doing a lot of 3-way calls. I'm not opposed to 3-way calls. I think they're effective, but we're getting a lot more orders a lot more quickly using this messaging system and getting people that maybe don't feel like they're salespeople to become really good salespeople just by asking these 4 questions, right? Like, what would it do to your business if you got 4 orders this week following these questions without on your own? Like, could you hit cab or once, twice, 3 times? Like, I have people in my team that are hitting 40 customers a month following these questions. That's $2,000 more in your paycheck next month, right? And you could do that. We've done that. So, can you see this? Haha is the first one, is a follow-up. Can you see this question mark? And then like, you have to have the haha psychologically, like don't not do that. So if they stop responding, they haven't responded, send that message. The next one is, and I like I've used this and it freaking works. But it works better with the Sharpie because you can't read it. So can you read this? Now it's backwards, right? Can you read this? You take a freaking selfie. You have to do it backwards with your phone because that way the post-it is readable, right? And you smile. and you literally send them the selfie of you that says, Amber, should I quit trying? It's so personalized. It makes people laugh. It makes people say, oh my gosh, it gets people to answer you and to tell you.
You're doing this in Messenger.
Just in Messenger, only in Messenger.
Like directly to the person.
Yes. And only when they haven't responded to the can you see this, haha. Like that's the next like ghosting message that we're using to get people to respond if they haven't responded to the can you see this, haha. If someone responds to the can you see this, haha, you just revert back to the next question. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome that, say something to them that sounds like normal, like I saw you were doing this, that, and the other. Anyways, I wanted to know, do you relate to any of this at all? Like, go back to the question. Just go back. Anyways, and then I'm trying to think what it was. I feel like there was something else I wanted to share, but I don't know if I remember what it was. It'll come back to me. Any questions? Yeah, you have to be bold. Like, what Christmas do you want this year? You have to be bold to create that Christmas. You have to be bold to create the next 6 months that will create the residual income that you really want to create in your life, that will create a lot of opportunity and a lot of choices for your family. You're not going to do it without being bold. I don't know anyone in this business that has built a big business without being bold. I also have this tracker I'll totally send you, Amber, that we created that is like, it's the system that we're following. Have they responded? Have you sent them the fan page story? Have they responded to the fan page story? Have you sent the pricing paragraph? Have they responded to the pricing paragraph? Have you done a phone call? Have they ordered? And we're just following that. I just like tactical. Like I love fluff and like I love feel good stuff, but I just need the tactical stuff. Like tell me what to do. I'll be a workhorse if you tell me what to do.
Absolutely. And and that's the thing is like, I will say, I feel like, and I don't know if it's because we've been here for 10 years, and just because we know what to do, right? But when people are like, well, just tell me what to do, tell me what to do, tell me what to do. And I'm like, we have it posted everywhere. Like we do these and just like this, we do these Zooms every Wednesday. We have multiple Zooms for the company. We have training in the cloud office. Some of it, and I mean, because I will say there are times like if it's the same person for 7 years, they'll tell me what to do. What do I do now? What do I do now? I'm like, all right, you're going to have to dig in. Like you're going to have to go and find the things and dig in because it's all here for you. I know.
Well, that's only happening because there's some kind of a roadblock. There's something in you that is telling you, and that goes back to the subconscious beliefs I talked about at the beginning. There's something in you that's telling you you're unworthy. You don't deserve this. You're not good enough. You don't know enough people. Like you're telling yourself some kind of bullshit. Like that's just the bottom line. That's the only, like there's only going to be a roadblock that is your own self. So I have, and I'll share this too, but this goes back to my affirmations. Okay, you guys, when I say you need to have affirmations and say these out loud to yourself, the reason that, so you can't have like, I am 200K. Does that create an emotional response in your body? If you say I am 200K, or whatever it is that you have, and there's no emotional response, you're not changing your subconscious beliefs. So your conscious mind is responsible for 3 to 7% of your thoughts and what your mind is thinking and telling itself. 3 to 7%. Your subconscious mind is running the show 93% of the time. And your subconscious beliefs are what's stopping you. If you're listening to all of this and then tomorrow you don't start sending some messages and post something and do some follow-ups, it's because of your subconscious beliefs about yourself. So these are my affirmations that I wrote. I am peacefully, and I'll share these too. I am peacefully happy every single day because I live, and you need to say these out loud to yourself. Every single day because I live a life that I love and I'm blessed in every aspect. I love and respect myself fully. I am in complete alignment and congruency with who I am meant to be. I have an incredible bond with my children, and every day we connect on a deeper level. My marriage and my relationship with Dan grows deeper and stronger every single day. We have such an incredibly secure and happy marriage. I am always overflowing with energy and motivation to move forward towards my goals. I'm a top recruiter in my company. I'm the most powerful leader in Laval. These are beliefs that I want to wire into my brain. This is not ego, but this is what I want to believe about myself in order to create the success that I want to have for my business. Everyone within the company wants to be on my team. I am the most effective sponsor the company has ever seen. I'm a champion. I'm a warrior for freedom. I'm an expert recruiter. I'm a winning coach and a caring teammate and a fearless leader. One day I will find the next me. I am building the fastest growing team. I get new people to review my opportunity every single day. My work is my ministry, and I'm changing thousands of lives through it. I'm a massively sought after leader, known for being incredibly genuine, compassionate, and inspiring. I make the world a better place through impacting lives and taking courageous action daily. Success comes to me easily, and I easily earn over $100,000 per month. Abundance and prosperity flow to me from every direction, and I feel overjoyed by continual blessings. I love that I love working out every day, and it's incredible to have perfect health, six-pack abs, and to feel younger every day. I'm a marketing genius, and all of our businesses are growing every month. Millions of people are positively impacted by my content and positivity. I daily inspire people to dream bigger, have hope, and feel courageous enough to pursue their dreams. I am overflowing with love and a magnetic personality, attracting people to me every day. I feel completely at peace and I am completely fulfilled. Do you feel something? Do you feel something in your body? You only rewire your subconscious beliefs through emotion and repetition. So you need to create affirmation. If you know all these steps and you're still not taking them, you need to create your affirmations list, and I will share mine. I don't think that mine is going to speak to you the way that yours will speak to you if you actually make them your own. What are the things that are most important to you? And you say them out loud to yourself every morning. You will, over time, rewire the subconscious beliefs that you believe about yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I love those. Oh my gosh, like I was getting chills from your affirmations. I'm like, okay, I need to be a little bit more detailed in mine. Like that's freaking awesome.
They're not just I am 200K. Like that doesn't make an
Right.
emotion in me.
Yeah. No, I mean, absolutely. Like, but just hearing him, like, okay, there are things like mine's pretty detailed, but I think I'm like, I could get more detailed. Okay. So guys, I'm going to challenge you right now. That's your homework for this week. Go write your legit, real, raw affirmations. Turn your desires into affirmations, turn your goals into affirmations. Write that story. Like write it out.
And then say it out loud to
And
yourself.
say it out loud.
You have, like, that's the thing, you guys. Writing it down is not going to change your subconscious beliefs. And this is science. Like, this is not just woo-woo. Like, it's literal science. Takes emotion and repetition to rewire subconscious beliefs. And the other thing that you can do, like bonus hack, is then turn them into questions. Ask yourself the questions at bedtime when you're going to sleep. So you actually like turn them into a question. Why am I peacefully happy every single day and living a life that I love, full of blessings? Why do I love and respect? I'm not going to go through all of them, but that's like mega hack. Like if you do that every night, like you will change what those roadblocks that are stopping you when you know what to do and you're just not doing it. This is what you need to do. It's not going to make you money. It's going to get the roadblocks out of your way so that you then take action that will make you money.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Couple questions that are asked. Excuse me. Do you ever get overwhelmed with your inbox?
No.
Okay.
Because it takes 30 messages to get 6 people to respond to the first, like it's not, no. When I first started following this system, no, because first off, I got excited because I had, like, I'm a person, I have like 700 customer accounts and like, I mean, like pushing 1,000 people signed up. That is a lot, you guys, like a lot. So when people say like, I've signed up everybody, have you signed up 1,000 people? But so I was more in a space of like, I don't know how to talk to people I don't know. Like, I feel like I've talked to every single person I actually know in real life. Now it's all these people I don't know online. And I struggled with, like, I don't really know how to talk to the people that I don't know. That's where I was stuck for a while. And so when I first started using this system, and I was like the very first person that I asked, so this is another one. This is how I started this. When I learned this system, I thought of a person and I was like, oh my gosh, she seemed interested and then like kind of fell off and stopped responding. Right. So the question I asked her was, oh my gosh, I just realized when you told me you were interested in thriving, I never asked you what you were interested in the most. And she wrote back, like, that's your follow-up. Go through the people that you have already had conversations with, but that have fallen off. Ask them that. Oh my gosh, I never asked you, what were you interested in the most? And she was like, oh gosh, I don't really remember, but probably da 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 da. And I was like, okay, like, okay. I sent her like I followed this system, and she went through the entire system, and at the end was like, yeah, I want to do it. And I was just like, it totally worked, like magic. Like I turned a lead into an order within like 40 minutes. And I was like, I have not been able, like, prior to learning this messaging system, when things would come out and it was like, earn this, that, and the other, like even the daily pay, when the daily pay came out, I was like, I don't think I can get 2 orders in a day. Like that seems hard. And this system has, like, we earn daily pay. We crushed daily pay. I begged Jason. I was like, can you please bring daily pay back? Because like we were crushing it. Because this system can create orders today. If you use it today and you send enough messages today, you will get people on the phone and you will get orders in the system today. Now, what I learned was that very first person did it, but not everyone responds and gets to the order. And that's where you have to message like 30 people, not just 2. So anyways, no, I got excited. And if you're excited about your business, you're going to be excited about the people that are messaging you back. And the way that we do it, so we do a work with me Zoom that starts in 19 minutes. And we do this, like we talk about how we send these outgoing reach outs in the morning. And it's like it's like starting the laundry and then heading into town to go grocery shopping. So we send out a bulk of these outgoing messages. We primarily have focused on who's watching our stories. So we every single day are posting a before and after picture in our stories and then looking through who are the viewers. And those are the people that we're sending, hey, I help busy women with da da da. Have any of my posts about that ever interested you? I don't send it as a reply. So like if you click on it and you message them, it pops up with a picture and it basically shows them why you're messaging them. I X that out. I don't like that to be there. Just my own personal preference. But so we send out like, 20, 30 messages on our work with me. And then we go about our.
Yeah. I'm sorry, back up. What does it show? Say that again.
So,
I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm like, wait, what? My brain.
At your story views. So like, this is my story views, right? My last story right now, it's only at 163. 163 people have seen my oldest story. So if I click on like this person, if I click on him, it takes me to Messenger, right? So if you look really, really, really close, there's a picture of my story post and it shows that I'm replying. It says replying to yourself. It shows that you're replying to your story.
Oh, because you clicked him from there. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But if you click the X, then you're just sending him a message, which that's how I prefer it to be. I don't know. I have this weird thing where I'm like, I don't want them to know that I'm messaging them because they're watching my stories, and it makes it really obvious. Because I had that thought that like they would stop watching my stories, but that hasn't really happened. But I still just X it out, anyways. But then I just messaged him. Oh my gosh, hey Matt, I help busy women. I know you saw my story, but I help busy women, or this is a Matt. It's someone I went to school with. I help busy parents. I help busy people. I help change it to match whatever it is you're messaging. I help busy people with their gut health and energy. Have any of my posts about that ever interested you? That's my reach out. So we start the laundry in the morning. So back to the question of, do you ever feel overwhelmed? Most people don't respond right away. So you send 30 messages, 2 might respond before you're done sending 30 messages. And that's normal. It's throughout the day that you get those responses.
And don't watch and wait for them to respond to your message.
Go do other stuff. Go to town and go do your grocery shopping. Go play with your kids. Do the laundry for real. Do this early in the day. So you plant all those seeds early in the day. And then we just respond throughout the day as we get those messages back. Make it a game. If you are excited about your future, you will be excited about the people that message you back.
Okay. And then let's say a couple other questions. Do your potentials ever keep going back to small talk, even though they told you they want this? So if somebody is, I get that. If somebody is like, oh yeah, absolutely interested, but then they never answer, they ghost anything about the thrive part or the order part, what do you do?
That's where you have to get on the phone with them. What's your phone number? Call them right then. Get on the phone. And then I I just I'm a controller. I'm a control freak. Let's get the order in right now. I'll help you do it. And if you're waiting on like people just when they're on social media, they're not necessarily in the buying mode. Like when they're on Amazon, they're in the buying mode. But when they're on Facebook, they're not on Facebook to make purchasing decisions typically. And so even when they say they want to, they're probably not going to right then. And then they're going to get distracted and forget about it. So get on the phone with them. The other thing I had a thought, where did it go? Oh, if like I have a realtor that told me he's like, I'll try because I realtor, I have a lot of realtor connections. This is one that I'd already asked twice about the opportunity. Like I went straight to the opportunity with realtors because hello, it's the time. And he hadn't responded to my messages. And so I just sent him a message that said, oh my gosh, I just realized I never have asked you if you might be interested just in trying my products as a customer of mine. And he wrote me back and said, yeah, I would be interested in trying your products. Now he had told me I very rarely get on Messenger, so I don't see these very often. So he's a person that he's not responding. He's not responding like as quickly as I would like. So yesterday, my follow-up message is, so I haven't got him through the whole system. So I just messaged him saying, would it be easier if I just called you? Do not be afraid to talk to people on the phone. Like, is that going to take some more time? Do we want the easy button in our businesses? Yes. Do I want you to just like do it all and never have to talk to you? Yes. I don't, I'm an introvert, like I'm an extroverted introvert. I can only people for so long. I can only people so much. But you can't expect this to just do it for you. Like get to know people, get to know your customers, give them excellent customer service. That's what's going to create them ordering for the next 13 months instead of the next 2 months, right? That's what's going to give you the opportunity to get to know their network of people over the time that you're working with them more than if you don't. Like, how are you going to find your next 200K if you're not actually talking to people? Does that help?
Mm-hmm.
The working Zoom, yeah, you can tell there's nothing going on. We're just like chit-chatting and BSing and sending those messages. Like there's nothing magical. When I first heard about working Zooms, I'm like, what do you do? What's going on your working Zoom? Like we're just doing the work, like together though, and mostly talking about other stuff, but like actually it's sending out messages together.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think too, it's good. Like we've learned over the years that we all collaborate, right? Like before it was, oh, they're not on my team. I don't want to bother them. I don't want to, and it's that whole, what is it? The bottom is competing, the top is collaborating. Like, so when we're all like jumping on different ones, right? Because we all think, oh, well, they've got the secret sauce, but they get on and they hear it. And like, you may say exactly what I say, Kindra, but I've been saying for 10 years, but then somebody's going to go, ooh, right? Like it's gold and they've never heard it before. So it's just scary for somebody else. So yeah, I would love it if you would share your working Zoom if you're cool with that. Another thing, guys, okay, let's talk real quick, Kindra, and then I know you probably need to hop off because you have your working Zoom. Let's talk about the new website. So guys, I want to do just a quick little thing about that. The new Thrive 123 website is not new because it's been around, but they've revamped it, right? When this first came out years ago, if you go to your cloud office, you go to settings and then click Thrive 123, you can customize that. Now, some of you may have already done that years ago and you forgot you did. And so you're like, wait, why is my picture there? Why is my phone number there? If you want your picture there, you can go do that in the settings, Thrive 123. If you don't, you can change it. I think Angela or somebody said they just, because somebody was like, I don't want my phone number there. And we can probably submit that like, hey, can y'all check this? Just to do it where it doesn't do a phone number. But Angela said she just did 00000. If you don't want your phone number on your website. Also utilizing that, guys, I encourage you. This is what I did the minute I got the email. I probably should have told my team, hey, go do this, but they got the email just like I did. I immediately went to the website. I played every video. I clicked every button. I'm like, I want to know what it is. What are my customers seeing? What am I leading them to? If you haven't done that yet, I encourage you to go do that. Kendra, what are you doing? Are you utilizing the website right now? Like, are you resending it? Like, hey, have you checked? I know you were interested in the past. Like, what are you doing?
No, I'm not. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with any of that. This is the thing about this business. There's no right or wrong. There's no, this is the way, this is not the way. Like, there's things that work and there's things that don't work. And that's like, there's a big difference between black and white thinking and like really all or nothing thinking, like it has to be this or that. And just being open to different ideas, open to different ways. So my biggest thing that the season that I went through, the break that I took, then trying to get back in and trying to create the results that I created without creating more relationships. Like at the end of the day, this is a relationship business and you have to be in a relationship with people. You have to be in conversations with people. You have to actually talk to people. And like, I used to just send links. Like when they first came out with the Thrive 123, the first time, like when was that? Like 3-4 years ago? I don't remember. I sent it out like to a bunch of people and nothing really happened in my business. And that's because I wasn't actually in conversation with people. I wasn't actually asking them questions. I wasn't actually like in relationship with them. And at the end of the day, like you have to be in conversations with people. You can't just send a link. Like you could totally send that link after you go through the questions or whatever questions you want to ask, but try to be in conversation with 10 new people today. Start there and then send them the link after you've been in conversation and you've asked them, hey, are you open to checking out X, Y, and Z? Are you open to checking out the products that I use? Like if you don't want to follow this system, like you just want to ask, are you open to checking out the products that I use that have given me energy and helped me sleep better and help me with my sugar cravings? And then send them the link and see what happens. For me personally, I want to make a lot happen in my business. And so I want to be a lot more bold and forceful. I think, what did Paul call me one time? He said, I was like, I think that's a compliment. He said, she's very aggressive. That's the word he used. He's like, she's very aggressive. And I was like, I think that's a compliment.
I mean, you have to be somewhat aggressive, right? Like you can't be timid. Like we talk about that in our house with Carson races motocross. He's on a dirt bike. Everybody else is trying to get up front too. Like you have to be aggressive to get to where you want to be to win the race. And my oldest they used to both race, and my oldest was like, just not as aggressive. Like I don't want to be fighting for that pack. So like he quit racing, and he was like 15, 16 years old. And that we're like, that's fine, like do what you want to do. But in this business, you have to be, and you can call it confidence, you can call it bold, whatever you want to call it, but some sort of aggressiveness, not aggression. Like I think that's the difference, right? You can be aggressive and consistent and bold and confident,
Yeah.
but don't have aggression. So
yeah.
maybe
Angela just said aggressive patience. I have always said persistent and patient. You have to have a mix of both. You have to be patient with people, but persistent with your actions. And I think the biggest thing that I would say is be aggressive with the number of people that you're talking to, not with a person, right? It's not about like convincing someone. And I'm not aggressive with a person. I'm aggressive at times. I'm not always this way. Like I'm human, but I can be aggressive with my actions, the number of people that I'm reaching out to, the number of people that I'm following up with, like each individual person. Like if you're really struggling and you feel like you're doing a lot of the like conversations, you're probably talking to the same people. You got to talk to new people, like more people, different people. So be aggressive with your actions, not with people. I hope that makes sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And okay, I wanted to say thank you so much for coming on. Guys, I hope you took notes. Kendra is going to send me
Anything you want.
send me her scripts all the things. I mean, we were writing, but I know we didn't get all of it. So, yeah, if you want to just message me those, I will go post them in the chats in our team group page and all the things. Guys, it just, you can sit here on these Zooms, you can take all the notes, but if you get off this Zoom and you go play Candy Crush or you go turn on the TV and you don't put this into action, that's on you. We've provided you with some amazing stuff and you can literally take just what you learned in today's and go. Like, you can go build from that. I will say one thing that I learned from you just today, Kindra, and I'm so glad that you said it. When you said people are blocking themselves, like when I asked about, the people are like, well, tell me what to do, tell me what to do. You just have to tell me what to do. But they've been saying, tell me what to do for so many years. I always just thought I'm just not pointing them in the right direction. But when you said it's their own, something is blocking, limiting beliefs. And so I would challenge each of you to write your affirmations, be detailed. And I think in that you'll figure out your limiting beliefs as you do it. And, I always talk about stop the lie. If you're telling yourself a lie, you grab it and you throw it to the ground. My faith, that I'm very much about what is true, what is pure, what is noble. If you're believing things that are not true, if you're believing thoughts of I can't do this business, I suck, I this, I that, those are not true. Those are not true. Those are lies from the enemy. And you need to grab them so that you can go be what you're meant to be and do for your family and for your future and for your legacy. So with that, I will go ahead and end it. Thank you again for coming on, and I will share everything that Kindra sends me. So
Thank
it's,
you.
what are we, 4 minutes to payday, y'all? Make sure that you're loud and proud.
Happy Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye, guys.